Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tam. I make videos about veganism, fitness, life in general, being a vet student, going to uni. Today's video is stuff that I recommend getting to take to university and a few things that I don't recommend taking to university with you. Universities are starting up again soon in mid-September time. I don't actually go back until October because for some reason Surrey starts in October. Congratulations to anyone that is going to uni or any freshers out there. I hope you're excited. Congratulations, it's such a fun time. So without further ado, here are some things that I recommend getting for uni and here are some things that I really don't recommend getting for uni. So the first thing I recommend getting for uni, and this is probably the big thing that I recommend getting for uni if you don't get anything else that I recommend, is a double duvet. Most uni rooms will have single beds. I had a single bed in my first year and actually every year since then I've had a single bed just through like furnishings. But having a double duvet and two pillows was honestly the best decision I've made going into uni. If you're in a relationship, you'll probably be having your significant other visit you at uni, and sharing a single bed with a single duvet is just like the worst experience. And a double duvet just gives you much more room to like roll over and like both be snuggled and not have to like touch the other person too much. And if you're not in a relationship and you're going to uni and you still might end up sharing that single bed with someone. So I do really recommend getting the double duvet. Also, when or if you do get a double bed in your second year house, you don't then have to go out and buy a double duvet. A double duvet will always fit a single bed. A single duvet will not always fit a double bed. It won't fit a double bed. So yeah, I really recommend getting a double duvet and two pillows. And also a spare set of bed sheets, because at some point during your first year of university, some fluid will get on those bed sheets. Ew. The next item I recommend getting is a bathrobe and also some slides or some flip-flops. I lived in university accommodation in my first year with 14 other people sharing 3 toilets. So the toilets got a bit soggy on the floor. I'm not really sure what the liquid was. I'm just telling myself it was water from the sink, but and also we shared showers, and just going in their bare feet was like the most disgusting prospect ever. So having slides or flip-flops really helped me out. Even if you're not in university halls where you're going to end up sharing your toileting facilities, I still recommend these two items because a bathrobe is really handy to like throw on when you're going to the kitchen and you don't want to get dressed, or it's after a night out and you just feel like completely shit and you want to wrap yourself up in something, and then you can just slip your slippers on as well, because also the kitchen floor also gets disgusting if you're sharing kitchen floors, unless you live with like some really neat people. I'd say a bathrobe and some slides are pretty essential, even when after your first year and you move into a shared house. Sometimes the bathrooms in there or the kitchens in there can get disgusting, and bathrobes are just like really nice to have. Plus, if you're living in student accommodation, your heating is probably going to be absolutely shocking, or you're going to have it turned off because heating is expensive and no one has money to do that. It's really old-fashioned. You just put on a bathrobe or put on a jumper, make a hot water bottle, and you're warm and you don't need heating. So the next item that I really recommend taking with you to university is a Bluetooth speaker. These are amazing for pre's. I have a little JBL Go, which I absolutely love. This speaker I think cost me like 20 quid like a few years ago, and I just whip it out at pre's. It's really powerful. I really recommend this one, or whatever one you have. Most people have Bluetooth speakers nowadays, but they're just great to take with you to uni. I recommend taking with you multiple, like those multi-plug things or an extension lead. I have both. My multi-plug lives in my room and so does my extension lead sometimes, but I also take my extension lead with me to lectures because for some reason the university decided to design the lecture theatres without plugs for each seat, so I have to sit down the front, and Apple also doesn't supply long enough chargers for lecture halls, so I just take an extension lead with me wherever I go at uni. And I didn't used to, and my laptop always used to die because I'm also one of these people who doesn't charge their laptop the night before, so I take an extension lead with me now so that my disorganization and laziness doesn't bite me in the bum. And then the multi-plugs are great because honestly your student room or your accommodation will not have enough plugs to plug in like your laptop charger, your phone charger, your lamp, like everything. I used to have to choose between my lamp and my laptop being charged because I only had one plug by my desk, so getting the multi-plug was a really good decision for me, and I really recommend them. You can get them in like Tesco's for like a few pounds. The next thing I kind of have already covered is getting a hot water bottle. This is just for winter time. You can like hug it at night because it's just cold. If you live in student accommodation like I did, the glazing is like slightly questionable, and also the radiator functioning is slightly questionable. I remember one guy in my halls had his radiator broken, but not broken so it didn't work, broken so it was stuck on full heat all the time. So if you're in halls, radiators are a bit like touch and go. And then even in student accommodation, sometimes the houses are a bit shocking, like sometimes your back door doesn't connect to your floor. So a hot water bottle can really help, especially if you're like me and you just have the body temperature thermoregulation of a lizard and you need to lie out in the sun to be warm, but we live in England and there's no sun. So I really recommend getting a hot water bottle. Something else I recommend taking are storage boxes. Like, you know, the like fold out boxes you can get at like IKEA, or like I think I got mine from Homebase. They're just cardboard boxes covered in like some fabricy stuff. Don't know. I ended up actually having to cut mine down to size because they didn't fit under my bed, but I keep my socks and pants in these, and also any like belts and swimsuits, and just shove them under my bed. I use them in first year as well. I used some storage boxes because, like I've said, my university halls room was the size of a small cupboard. So I needed a lot of creative storage solutions. So under my bed, on top of shelves, everywhere was full of storage boxes. And these are really great for keeping miscellaneous like clothing items in that don't fit in your chest of drawers, because no university gives you enough drawers or enough hanging space. They just don't want you to have many clothes. It's like enforced minimalism. So onto like a little bit of kind of sentimental decoration-y type thing. I really recommend taking pictures of your friends and families, be these printouts, be these Polaroids, or whatever. I recommend taking these because I think that decorating your rooms with pictures of your family is just like the cutest thing ever. I think it makes any room look more personalized, even the disgusting rooms that they make you live in uni sometimes. And it can be really nice to look at your friends and your families when you're feeling a little bit homesick, which will happen to you in the first year of uni. Even I got a little bit of homesick, and I can like go like months and months without seeing people. I love photos. I love photos of my family and like my travels and everything being everywhere in my room. It's just my favorite way to decorate my room. I also recommend taking a film camera or a Polaroid camera of some sorts to uni with you. This is just me personally. I found this to be one of my favorite things that I have with me at uni, because I've been able to take pictures of events like vet ball, like freshers week, like barbecues, and have them and like add to my collection, because you will meet some great people at uni that you just want to kind of take photos with. And I think mobile phone photos sometimes fall a little bit short because you don't print them off and then they get forgotten. There's an app called Free Prints where you can get like 45 free prints a month or something, and I just use this to print off some pictures of my uni friends and like my holidays, so that I could keep adding to the pictures of my friends and family, and so that my uni friends also felt special because they are also up on my wall. Another decor thing that I recommend getting or taking with you is plants. Personally, I think decorating a room with plants just makes it feel so much nicer. My room was very dingy at uni, and then as soon as you put a little bit of green in there, everything just felt a little bit nicer, kind of more fresh. And also the oxygenation into your room is great. It makes it a better environment to study, and plants just look nice. Plants are just great. Just don't let them die. Just please water your plants. Everyone take care of their plants. And then some kitchen things that I recommend getting. So a decent knife that you can cut stuff with, because cutting stuff up with a blunt knife is like actually the worst thing in the world. Some pots and pans that are good quality, that are going to last you 3 years throughout uni, because there's nothing more annoying than having to buy new pans all the time. But also some distinct pans. I thought I was being really clever by getting blue pans, but turns out another girl in my halls got blue pans, and we were just forever like, which pan's yours and which pan's mine? Because your washing up will not get done immediately, and then the person with the same pans as you will come in and put their pans next to yours, and you got no idea what pan's yours. And some people don't care, but I'm vegan and I would not like meaty pans. Get some distinct pans. Maybe they do ones with flowers on them. Get some like mid-range, not too expensive. No point going on like bougie, but don't get like the £2 ones from the Poundland. Like, do the Poundland even sell pans? I don't know. And then another thing that I found really useful to have with me, especially in my first year, was a blender. You can just get these little like bullet blenders in Tesco that like twist on to the base and then they blend up, and then you've already got the bottle. They're like 20 quid in Tesco, you'll see them. And I found these really useful because I could just throw some like frozen fruit in there, some banana in there, some protein powder in there, and some like plant milk, and like give it a little zhuzh, and then I would have a breakfast or a lunch that I could take with me to uni, because we all know that getting up for 9 AM is a little bit of a struggle, especially on a Thursday morning. And if you're going to uni, you'll find that Thursday mornings are not your morning anymore. I'm very sorry. Wednesdays are definitely worth going out on though. And similarly, I recommend getting some Tupperware so that you can cook double the dinner and then put half of it in the fridge. Don't get excessive amounts, get like one pot, otherwise you're just gonna get cupboards full of Tupperware and you're not gonna have much cupboard space at uni. I'm sorry, there's not enough cupboard space going around for everyone. I think I had 2 cupboards, like one up, one lower, in my kitchen in first year, because there were 14 of us sharing a kitchen. I'm not even sure most people had 2 cupboards. I think we were meant to get an upper and lower, and some people only had a lower, and that was really bad. But I mean, if you're going to arrive on the second day, then what do you expect? Kind of leading on to the last thing I just talked about, I reckon maybe 2 plates, 2 bowls, like 2 sets of knives and forks, 2 spoons, you know, like that sort of stuff. Because if you get like a family set where there's 4 plates and there's 4 bowls, first off, it's going to take up way too much room in your cupboard, and secondly, it's gonna stay dirty and you're never gonna wash stuff up, and then everyone's gonna hate you because you're the one that doesn't wash up everything and you feel like you're forever washing up. University is just 3 years of always washing up after yourself. Like, let's be honest, no one has a dishwasher at uni. If you do, then are you even really a uni student? So yeah, try and make your life easier by not having tons of plates to use, because if you don't have the plate to use, you're going to have to wash up the one you just used. Okay guys, that's just a really quick list of some things I recommend taking to university. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sorry if it was a bit rambly. I'm honestly like a bit of a mess most of the time, so it's a miracle I sat down and filmed this. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you are at university and you recommend taking anything that I haven't listed, or you think there are more things that you don't recommend taking, leave it down below in the comments. If you are going to uni, good luck, be excited, it's so fun. Let me know if any of these items were helpful, if you'd already got any of these items. Follow me on Instagram at plant.strong.tam if you liked this general vibe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, it's always appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, guys.